and welcome to ET Auto. Today we are discussing month gone by with Mr. Arun Mahlotra. He's an industry veteran and former MD Nissan India. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to understand about the last month dispatches happened on passenger vehicle segment as well as on the two-wheelers. What is your view? We are doing all-time high on the passenger vehicle side.
So passenger vehicles, clearly the 3,64,000 vehicles which were dispatched is an all-time high. It's been consistently going up by a few thousands. That's a very positive part, and I think this is also the semiconductor issues behind, supply chain issues are behind, plus the festival season is around the corner. So obviously companies are building up stocks for that. So that's a very good figure. So this is the first time we'll be approaching the festival season. Most companies have stocks of all models, including the fast moving models.
Right.
And in the last 6 months, if you look at the inventory, has been added by more than 2 lakh numbers in passenger vehicles.
Right.
So we are in 50 days inventory,
Right.
which may look very high,
Right.
but with the festival season around the corner and a good festival expected,
Right.
it's a good thing for as far as the four-wheeler is concerned.
Right. So, according to you, what has been the fundamental shift in this segment? Because it's not just the semiconductor issues of production; it's a demand that is continuously coming up since we have come out from COVID. Every month we see the numbers are going and going, and we are targeting around 4 million vehicles this particular. So, do you think that we would be able to achieve that? And what are the fundamental shifts that has happened?
So one, I think COVID taught us you only live once. So people are owning vehicles which are there, which is something which is very conservative, or they want to own vehicles, which is there. That is one element. Second, I feel this entire concept of fleet, which was there, or the radio taxis, or which were there, people are now looking for personalized vehicles, and this has helped it. And then this entire trend of SUVs, the wider choice, availability models. So there are more than one vehicle in the family getting added. So these are trends which are very positive. Plus the overall economy is positive. I would say the economy, the way it's behaving, the upper middle class and above is earning well, doing well. The economy is growing. So that's all helping driving it.
Right. So according to you, it's the urban India, as we say, it's India winning the game or the Bharat winning the game.
So, it's difficult to say who's winning the game, but I can clearly say both urban and rural, the divide, which was much higher previously, in the four-wheeler, the divide has actually lowered down. So the India-Bharat thing is getting merged with each other, and fortunately both are doing well. So I think but urban market definitely has come back, and rural market could even do better, and that's the expectation in the festival season around the corner.
When we talk about the rural market, two important segments: tractors and two-wheelers. They are the most impacted on this particular market. Tractors are not doing as great as they were doing earlier, and while two-wheelers are still moving into the up direction. What is your view on the tractor sales going declining?
So as far as tractor is concerned, we have to see tractor is always a cyclic industry. Last year, tractors attracted all-time highest numbers. They were nearly 10 lakh numbers, 9,75,000. And it had grown by more than double digit, which is a very high growth in a mature industry. The thing which when I talk to tractor dealers and tractor manufacturers is that this time the rainfall has been some places it is deficit in south, which south is impacted. They're saying south the market is impacted in tractors because of deficit rainfall, and some places north it is excess. So rainfall has been inconsistent. The 96% rainfall doesn't show the figure. It's higher or lower. And these are two things part of it. So if tractor industry can and then there's a seasonality aspect which sometimes tractor the new dynamics. But having said that, even the tractor industry is able to sustain the same numbers going across the year, it will be creditable.
Many experts say that because of the interest rate, there will be likely, softening in demand going forward. Do you foresee any challenges going forward in the remaining H2 of this fiscal year?
So interest rates, frankly speaking, one is there are two parts to financing. One is the interest rate, which goes up by 0.5%. Already they are peak levels, so they won't probably go up. They might stay stagnant, or they may come down. So that since people look at from an EMI concept, 36 months, 48 months, it does not making a difference. I think what is more important is more finance options available. Today, whether it's the nationalized banks, private banks, NBFCs, even the digitalized, digital payment gateways which are trying to do financing. So financing options are available much more. So financing is only accelerator, it is not a deaccelerator at this point of time.
And talking about the three-wheeler segment, it is again, that has touched all-time high. What are the primary reasons? Because it's not just the ICE part of it, but the also EV side of it.
So what you said, Dipanshu, is absolutely correct. This is like the unsung heroes. I call them the three-wheelers. I mean, if you read the national dailies, it should have made big news. But last 2 days, all the news is that 2,000 increase in passenger vehicles, a 1 lakh number achieved. And the unique part about the three-wheeler segment is the IC engine segment has grown. That is also about 60,000, and 50,000 is in the electric three-wheeler. So that last mile connectivity, people going to offices, people reaching last mile location, it is going up. So that mobility is a benefit. And if you remember in the COVID times, the maximum negative impact was to the three-wheeler segment. It had gone down by something like 60%. So in a way, it's coming back, and it's not only coming back, it's going to its strong position. So three-wheelers are leading the charge, and the three-wheeler distribution is across the country, across districts, across small towns. So it's pan-India approach. So this is helping it.
Coming to the most important segment, which is commercial vehicles, backbone of the economy is, going on out. Any rise in prices of fuel or interest rate, your inflation rates gets impacted. They are also pretty much doing well this time. Is it because of the season? Is it what are the primary reasons behind that?
So clearly, commercial vehicles, there is a lot of economic activity, infrastructure activity going on ground. Second is the fleet segment is seeing viability in business because there is a lot of economic activity. The fleets also are making money. Third, the replacement cycle, which had got delayed because of COVID, is started happening. Fourth, the market has absorbed the price hikes which happened because of Euro 6. And so that's why it is going on a positive momentum. You have double-digit growths. Profit margins of companies are even going up, which you can see from the share market. So they're doing well. And the bigger growth has in medium and heavy commercial. Small commercial vehicle is growing, but not to that extent. But it's a positive sign. And if you look at the bottom end, because three-wheeler is also a commercial vehicle, there the growth is phenomenal. So overall, good set of things, numbers.
I want to touch upon the most important point, where fuel prices were the main key drivers, factors behind the demand, or people buying car, two-wheelers, etc. Since last few months, 6, 7, 8 months, we are consistently having the same price bracket of fuel from 90 rupees. Don't you think have we moved beyond the fuel prices as a country, as customers?
See,
there is no impact on that particular factor. Should we not consider that as one of the factors that moves in?
So, very interesting point you mentioned. If you look at two-wheelers, which you started discussing, which you don't discuss, the two-wheeler segment, although may be growing, I mean, the growth may be versus last September, and because the growth is more account of the festival season getting shifted because the festival season is 15 days late. It has not really gone to an extent. And the entry-level two-wheeler, which is the pricing point, operating cost, is hit. So effectively, the lower end of the three or two-wheeler, which is hit, still impacted, and that's why we are nowhere near the 2018-19 number. I mean, so we may say we may go up dramatically in October for festival season, but look at the retails of September, hardly over 13 lakhs, and you've dispatched 17 lakhs, so 4 lakhs stocks have been built up, and two-wheeler companies are carrying the maximum stock, the dealers, 60 days average stock. So two-wheelers somehow still not touching the point. And unless this issue of the entry-level two-wheelers, which unlike the car used to contribute 40% of the market, is solved, I don't think two-wheelers can, in the near future, can touch its even number of 2018-19. Neither this year nor next year.
Right. You talked about the lower segment of the two-wheelers, the entry level. Largely, people are saying that it's been replaced by the EVs and electric two-wheelers primarily. But talking about that segment, how do you see that segment has grown in last couple of months, or if you compare to year on year?
Some people would like to believe that the EV growth in the two-wheelers is the reason for the decline in the two-wheeler IC engines. I disagree with it. Because if you look at the numbers, electric two-wheelers, which were on a momentum till last September, October, if you look at the last 9 months figures, they're consistent 60, 65,000. They're not going up because government has reduced the FAME benefit. Some states have withdrawn certain benefits. Effectively, you'll be surprised to see the July to September quarter, which is just over, is lower than April to June quarter and also lower than January to March quarter. Difference may be small, but for the last 9 months, the EV two-wheelers have not grown. And on top of it, the penetration of EV two-wheelers is stuck at 5%. So there is a issue, a challenge, concern there.
So this month, October, and next month, November, we have festivities. We have Navratras, the Dasharas, and then we have obviously Diwali and Dhanteras. How do you see the overall outlook in the festive season for the Indian passenger vehicle market as well as our overall automobile industry?
So, these 4 Ds, we talk of Durga Puja, Dashera, Dhanteras, Diwali, I call them the 4 Ds. And everybody is banking on it because the last 2 festivals generally have done well. Onam did well, even Ganesh Chaturthi was well. Products, first of all, commercial vehicles don't get impacted much by the seasonality, this aspect. It's some impact, but not much. What gets impacted is individual purchases, and that even more in rural, even in urban also. So probably the traditional mass players will do much better. Most people will do better. So clearly volumes will go up. But we must remember that every company in the four-wheeler space and even two-wheeler has been raising production. And the festival season ends around 10th or 12th of November. So that means it covers till dispatch October. So I see October holding very well. Probably there will be record numbers. But November, December will be a challenge months as far as four-wheelers are concerned and also for two-wheelers. And stocks built are very high. So there is not much scope for adding stocks after the festival season is over, which used to be the last 3-4 years.
So do you see any softening of demand going forward?
I wouldn't say softening of demand. See, the demand is good, but it is getting squeezed at a particular point. Now, suppose when we discuss next month, we'll come with record details. Everybody will be claiming we did this much. So some sale is either preponed or some postponed. So generally, this is not an extra sale. This is just a positioning of sales. So November, December, and with production being high. See, initially the challenge was for most companies that they didn't have production even. So in the festival season, they could meet demand, and when the festival season ended, they carried zero stocks. That will not be the case now.
Right. Lastly, I would like to touch on the luxury car market. They are also touching all-time high. They are also growing month on month, and every time you see a release from a luxury car manufacturer, they are 86% growth, 70%. There is a lot of noise there. What is your view on this? Why do you think this particular segment is booming so much at this particular time? So
first of all, we must understand, even in spite of all that growth, the luxury segment still is a small constituent. We do 4,500 a month, which comes to hardly 1.5 or 2% of the industry. So there is clearly, the aspiration is driving it. And in this, the generation of today, the younger people who are buying it, they believe in spending money. They believe in leading a lifestyle. They believe in certain comfort conveniences. And that is driving it. And the other interesting part, more than the growth in numbers, if you go by growth in value, the growth is even higher. Because the average ticket size of a luxury car, which used to be 50-60 lakhs of the Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Jaguar, Volvo, is now something between 85 to 90 lakhs. So if I consider the value increase, then the growths are even higher. Right. Because that entry-level models of the luxury cars are not selling. So that's so you can say the people who have the money, who have the purchasing power, who have really earned, they're ready to spend and they're ready to show and flaunt and ready to do. That's the thing which is happening in the luxury car market.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much.